Good morning. At least it's morning here, where I live where I'm currently in northern Italy. And yeah, I just had my breakfast yesterday. It was a very warm, humid, um, humid day, and we ran a half marathon. Uh, it was like a kind of a boot camp community run. um, and I really think I um, lost like, I don't know, 3 kilograms just by sweating. It was like having a bath or something. Incredibly humid. One of the toughest conditions I've ever run in, but it was fun testing the limits. You know, upping that threshold a little bit. So definitely definitely a challenge. However, today I'm taking a short walk, just to flush the legs a little bit, and of course, one of the best moments, which is also the topic of today's video, kind of one of the best moments to take walks, especially if you live with diabetes, but also if you don't live with diabetes, it's just a good practice in general, is after meals. So now I just had my breakfast. It was a rather carb heavy breakfast, a lot of fruits. um, I had to replenish many vitamins, minerals, and glycogen since yesterday, because I didn't eat much yesterday. I was too busy talking to people, hugging people after the marathon. So yeah, I didn't really eat much. I drank a lot. I think I drank like 6 liters of water, uh, probably more, and I would have gladly drank more. But today I needed to, compensate, because it's going to be an intense week of training ahead. And yeah, I just wanted to, have this chat while walking, um, just to phrase the importance of walking for managing type 1 diabetes. I think that together with, around meals, I think that walking, together with proper insulin timing, and together with eating slowly, and packing your meals with fibers, then walking is one of the best things you can possibly do to tame that glucose spike. Of course, the objective, the ideal, is to not have any spike at all, but to keep that glucose flat as much as possible. As type 1 diabetics, we will always have to take into account the possibility that after a meal, after eating some carbohydrates, there will be some kind of increase. But we don't want that increase to be like this, or to go to 200, 300, or even more. We wanted to, stay within range. So ideally within 150 max, that would be perfect. And then bring it down, um, to normal levels, like around 100 or something. And of course, one of the worst things you can do, but that we modern society tend to do a lot, is to just sit after a meal and just be sedentary in general, especially after meals. You have that big lunch together with all your friends, maybe your family, and then after the meal you just sit. And of course it depends on what you're eating, but in general, when you refuel your body needs to allocate that energy, and you want to get your muscles to work a little bit in order to help your body dispose that energy efficiently. And well, I mean, this is one of the most democratic ways to do that, because at least for me, I don't really feel like going for, I don't know, a workout or a run right after a meal. I Yeah, you can imagine that digesting food, having food in your stomach, and then blasting a workout yeah, is not probably the best. At least not for me, for sure. And so yeah, you just walk. You just put one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, step by step, and you walk. And maybe you find a hill like this one. You go backwards a little bit, so you also work the antagonistic muscles of the legs. You work on your tibialis. You strengthen your knees. So these are all bonus points. But yeah, and you take a 5-10 minutes walk. You listen to a podcast, or maybe if it's, I don't know, after lunch, it's a great opportunity to reset all your priorities for the rest of the day. Text talk what happened in the morning and how you want to tackle the rest of the afternoon and evening. And yeah, maybe you can have a chat with someone. Maybe you have a friend coming with you. And yeah, it doesn't have to be like a long walk. Sometimes I ask my friends if they want to come around with me to have like a small walk after our lunch, and they think like, oh my god, he wants to go for a hike. No, it's like 5-10 minutes, and then you go back to do whatever you were doing before. Feel free to take 15-30, but even me, for example, after lunch I have to go back to work, so I can only squeeze in like 10 minutes, but it's 10 minutes to stay outside, take some sun or some rain if it's raining, but whatever, just breathing some fresh air, and yeah, helping the blood glucose curve to stay smooth, and steady and exactly where we want it to be. And the more steps um, you get in a day, the more insulin sensitive you become. So everything compounds, and then it's also like a small little like nice break, from the mundane, the rush of everything that can go on, that can happen. Um, and I think that walking also for mental clarity and mental health in general is great, especially if you can do that uh, in nature. The silence of nature really helps, and I find that stress is one of the biggest factors for me, at least, that um, can really do screw up my blood glucose management. I often, when I'm stressed, all things being equal, so eating, insulin, exercising, etc., with all these things being equal, if I'm stressed, I will always have a spike for some reason. And so walking not only helps me control that because I'm active, but also because it helps calm down, let's go here. It helps me calm down the nerves a little bit and find some clarity and release the stress. Nature always helps. So on these walks, I normally, I take them as an occasion to not listen to any podcast, to just be in silence. So it's a double benefit. You're walking and you're also releasing stress, both of which directly benefit the your blood glucose. So you can only win. Walk and enjoy it, because it's a great democratic tool that you can use, easy, accessible, any time of the day or night. But yeah, so go for it, especially after meals. As I was saying, you are invited. Feel free to join me if you feel like it. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to say. See you in the next video.